Amen.
Well, Robert L. Dean, we got a great interview today. Who do we have with
Oh,
us today, my
yes, we
friend?
will. I've been following this young lady for years, and we talked on the phone the other day, and I brought her some things that I remember from her. Some years ago, we were at Greater Bethany, Bishop McMurray's church,
Hmm.
and she was a special guest, and I know she was going to work on a tour with some Kims. And she was taken aback to believe that I remember that. But she's been a prolific worship leader for years. She's still on the battlefield for the Lord, and she's doing some extra stuff that you all are going to be excited about. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice herself that hails from Chicago, the one and only Miss Kim Stratton. Welcome to the Wake Up Morning Show.
Hey,
We're so glad to see you this morning.
oh, it's good to be seen, my mama say.
Right,
Yes, yes, yes. Instead of viewed, huh?
Good to be
right,
seen.
Uh-huh.
right.
So let me just ask you, because I'm nosy and I look in the background and everything. So where are you at in a part of the country? I'm glad that you secured, got your latch on your door. Can't nobody just walk in on you
Nobody
and
but the
Yeah, I
Holy
everything.
Ghost.
know, right?
Yeah,
Oh, you
so
can see all that. So I started to go downstairs, but it was going to probably be too loud. I'm in New Orleans at a hotel.
well,
I
well,
love it though. I like the background.
yeah,
Thank you.
and we glad that you secured because you're in New Orleans. You got to make sure ain't nobody just gonna roll
Ah,
up on you
I
and
know, I
everything.
know, I know, right?
Yeah. So tell me what you. Well, first of all, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm
We,
good. I'm
we're
good.
gonna start off by the basics. I don't have a beef with you this morning.
No beefs.
Normally I have beef with
What?
people, but I have
Thank
no beef
you.
with you this morning as of yet. But
Oh,
let me get down to some things. Who you be, where you're from, who your peoples is, and let us know a little bit about your full government name and everything.
oh, dang. You want my social security number too?
Well,
No.
no, no, we don't do. Don't you
Nuh-uh.
do that? We got too many people listening.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I, I'm silly sometimes, especially early in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, I be Kim Stratton. My government name was I was born Kimberly Ann Hunt,
Hmm.
and I got married when I was 19 years old. So I'm divorced since then, but I've been a Stratton more than I was a Hunt.
Hmm.
Wow.
And so I was like Tina Turner when I
Hmm.
got my divorce. I don't want nothing but your last name.
Hmm. All right.
And she got that, and her last name is
I got
very
that because y'all
famous.
know me as Kim Stratton. I mean, can y'all imagine saying, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Kim Hunt? No,
No. Yeah.
no.
We like the
Well,
Stratton.
yeah.
But yeah,
I
Stratton had a ring to it. I was like Tina Turner. Tina Turner was like, you have everything. Just, I want your name.
yeah,
My name.
yeah. Give me
Tell you
my
what to
name.
do.
Yes.
Your name.
Yeah.
Right, right.
I did. I was trying not to have a beef, but now I do have a beef.
No beefs.
Now
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah,
be. You
yeah. I
gotta
gotta
be.
be because I want to
Oh,
know, and you gonna help me out with it, and we're gonna get it done, and we're gonna be finished. I
okay.
want to know how you keep your skin so pretty.
That's a beef.
Oh yeah, because I'm trying to get my look better, but I mean you looking awful good
In the morning,
in
early
the
morning.
morning.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to take care of myself as I get older and just put on a little bit of foundation. That's it. And
Hmm.
trying to be simple, like a black dress, a simple black dress with
Hmm.
pearls.
Right,
That's
right.
it.
Yeah,
I
this
ain't trying to
classic.
be flamboyant and all that kind of stuff. Just classic. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Well,
I
she's
love it.
always been there. She let
Yeah,
her voice
do the flowery
do the
thing.
flowering
Yeah.
stuff.
So you
Ah, good. That's
so
good.
you in New Orleans,
Yeah.
and rumor has it that you could cook.
Oh, who told you that?
I just want to that's the rumor.
I
So I just want you
do.
to justify the rumor or not. We ain't TMZ, we God Radio One, but we just want to know.
So for the last 10 years, I've been a celebrity chef.
Mm,
I've cooked for the likes of Tamala, David and Tamala Mann,
Hmm.
uh, Layla Hathaway, Michelle Williams, Jennifer Hudson, um, Kim, the guy,
mm-hmm,
some of everybody. I was Reverend Jesse Jackson's personal chef for over 10 years.
mm,
I've cooked for Al Sharpton. I've cooked for tons of politicians and just for, by Bobby Jones. I've
Hmm.
cooked for him, BB and CC Winans. I
Hmm.
mean, the list goes on and on and on and on
Can I
and
ask
on.
you a question?
Yeah.
Have you ever cooked for Leonard and the Leonardettes?
You know what? They on my list.
Okay, okay.
They on my list. Scheduling has been, a little complicated, but it's there. It's there. So,
okay. Because we're
Right.
gonna invite Dr. Robert Earl when you come on through.
That was your little dance. Your
literally.
little dance.
We gonna wear
Your group in your
wait,
mind.
we gonna wear the purple LeMay suits when
No,
we
no,
go
no,
to.
no.
Oh,
God
Jesus.
said newness of life.
Go
Right,
ahead,
right,
Robert.
right.
Yeah,
Everything new, new, new.
right. Now, Kim, you are a solo artist with a few
Yeah,
projects, and I remember I saw you in New Orleans, and you were with Shekinah. It was in New Orleans,
yeah.
and that was the first year that the GMWA had went to New Orleans. And I remember you came with Shekinah, but you've been known for projects for years. Let's talk about your career as a solo artist.
Oh, wow. This is like full circle because I'm sitting here in New Orleans right now. I had forgot all about that. Yeah, so I did like three projects of my own. And then when I was going through my divorce and stuff, I took a hiatus
Mhm.
from music, but I started doing music on other people's projects, and Shekinah Glory was one. Uh, you remember when Shekinah Glory put the song out called Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. So one day I was in California. Uh, I had to sing
God's
at
chosen
Bishop
state.
Noel's Jones Church, and so I was there for like 5 days, and I had this song kept coming on in my spirit. So I wrote this song called Broken, and I called Shekinah Glory. I said, I don't know why I feel like y'all need this song. I said, well, I do know why. I feel like it's the sequel to Yes. After you said yes, you when God calls you and you say yes, 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 you're all excited to work with God. And then God drops down his requirement sheet. And then
Mm.
you're like, whoa, I said yes to all this
Mm-hmm.
for real.
Yeah.
And so it was the sequel, and we did that song. And so I didn't even know they were recording, and they was like, "Kim, we just closed our we know we're recording in a couple of weeks. We're not taking any more selections." Uh, and so I was like, okay, well, send it anyway. So I sent it to them, and they was like, oh my God, can we need this on this record? And I said, okay, I sent them the song. And then they called me back and they said, can you lead it? Yeah, I mean, you know it, so you lead it. And so I did that. And that song on Shekinah Glory has, I think about 7 million hits.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's broken. It talks about after doing everything you do for God, and you said yes, and then the bottom of the barrel falls out of your life. What do you do with that yes? And sometimes you find yourself in a place where you're broken. And it was personal,
Hmm.
and then it was just uh, all parts weren't personal, but I like to write songs and tell stories.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's a little my story, a little your story, and then we make a whole new story. And so that came out, and it blessed the body of Christ. Then I've done some. I did something with Donald Lawrence for Bill Winston. I wrote a song called "Favor Ain't Fair." Donald called and said, "Kim, we're working on this project, and we happen to be going to the same church." And so I wrote. Donald said, "Kim, submit me something." I said, "Well, I got this little song called "Favor Ain't Fair, but it sure feels fabulous." And he was like, "Yeah, I like that." And so I submitted it, and it became the first single
Wow.
out. Yeah. So I've
Favor
I've
ain't
done a
fair, but it sure do feel fabulous. Oh my Jesus.
yeah. Favor Ain't Fair. You gotta go check that out. It did very well in the market. And so that's what I've been doing. I just started singing on other people's projects and doing stuff like that. And in between time, uh, I've always had the ability to cook, and it's just things just how God says when okay. So in the music industry, it has its peaks
Yeah.
and then it has its valleys.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I had hit my valley, and my phone wasn't ringing, and I was like, okay, God, I work for you. So what am I supposed to do?
Right.
I don't want to be called and say, can I get on your program? I don't want to beg
That's right.
or try to promote myself to be on somebody's project or a Sunday morning service or a concert. And so God told me, He said, everything you need is in your hand.
Come on.
He said, use what's in your hand. I said, okay, that's a, a, a big statement in what's in my hand. And one day I was at home, had just came back from singing somewhere, and the next day I took a nap. I was asleep in the middle of the afternoon, and my sister, Jessica, who's passed away, came to me in my dream, and she said, "Why you let my food die? You know how to do it." And scared me so bad, I got up, got dressed, went to the store, bought a cake mixer. And 2 days after that, I made a cake and posted it on social media. And people was like, "You made that?" I said, "That look good. Uh, can I buy that?" I'm like, "Sure.
Right.
How much it costs? Let me get back to you." I mean, it happened so fast. There was no 5-year business plan. It was no, on my bucket list to do. Sometimes God just says, God just lets things happen.
Do it.
And that happened. That happened. And so I was I was excited and nervous because, I like my food, but I didn't know if you would like my food.
That's right.
And so, and then I was like, well, what's your name? What's the name of the company? I said, well, I'm a celebrity chef because they say I'm a celebrity. So I said I was a celebrity chef because, you guys considered me a celebrity.
That's right.
And so, but it took on another whole meaning because they was like, oh, you cook for celebrities? I was like, yeah, I guess me.
Right.
And so then doors start opening. I mean, my career in food grew faster than I was able to command it or to maintain it.
Wow.
Uh, because I didn't, music was all I did. And so I had bumps in the road and successes and a few failures. But you learn from your mistakes and then you just press forward. And now I cook for, corporations and celebrities. I'm getting ready to do the Gospel Fest in Chicago. Since moved from Chicago. I live in Houston, Texas now. And so
Bless your
I'm
heart.
going
Bless
back.
your heart.
I'm going back. Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah,
Jesus.
let me just
It's a
ask you this
limit out of
question.
heat. I just tell your neighbor, don't go to hell.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Come on.
Let me just ask this question.
Or if you
I
go and stop by Houston so you can get prepared.
okay.
Right.
Yeah, let me just ask you this question because
Sure.
I represent a couple of large celebrities, and I want to know if if we were gonna have dinner. I represent Robert Earl Dean. He big. He is big. I tell you now, if we
Now, when
bring
you say big, what you mean big?
I mean, Robert Earl Dean's he is the Wikipedia of gospel. You don't know that? Yeah, I
She
mean,
crazy.
Robert Earl Dean is the Wikipedia of
Because
gospel.
I
As
don't know
the
where you coming from. Because this could be like a
no, what?
sideways kind of
Follow
joke or
me,
something.
sis. Follow me.
Right.
Or you could tell me like he big back.
No, 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 no. He
Okay.
big.
All
That's
right.
that.
Now I understand. Okay, go
now,
ahead.
now,
Okay,
now we on one
okay.
accord, huh?
We're on the
So,
same
so,
page. All
Right.
right.
so my question is,
Okay.
we fly you in and get all the ingredients that you requested to make what we're gonna make. Um, uh, can we get the meal in a song and call it dinner in a song with Robert Earl?
You know what? That's what it's funny you say that because that's what my dream is to do is to I got a new project out. I don't know, we'll probably talk about that in a minute. But I wanted to do a tour with it and do smaller intimate settings where you get to eat my food and then hear me sing, and then do Q&A.
Oh, that's
I want to
awesome.
do a tour just like that. And
Sugar Lumping.
the name of the tour would be it's called Feeding You Body and Soul.
Okay.
Kim, you on to something, sister.
Sugar Lumpling.
Mhm.
Have your management call our
And my
team.
people,
Yeah,
call
call your
your
people, call
people.
my people, because I've been working on this concept, dinner and a
Yes,
song,
he has
for
been.
about 8 years.
Look at God.
And
Same kind of concept.
same concept, same
Oh,
concept.
see, I want you to
And
for
I
you.
pitched it to several folk, and they all get
Mhm.
excited, but they don't follow through. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And my
because
biggest,
it's like you do it as it ain't got to be 500, 1,000, 3,000 people.
Right.
You just take it. Uh, I even wanted to do it something similar to like what around everybody know Darius cooks, like rent an Airbnb and cook and then do music or even maybe like at a banquet hall or facility, 50 to 100 people or
Right.
more,
Right.
and just have an intimate setting where you get to I get to feed you body and soul.
Yes.
And then you ask questions and then we close it out with another musical guest. But then I'm telling you all my secrets.
well, no, it's
No,
not the
sister,
secret, because this is what I would,
we can make it happen.
I get really in. See, I'd probably say 12
So I
folks.
want a musical artist guest, but I want a musical artist guest that cooks.
Yeah, see, I got you
Yeah,
on that.
See?
yeah,
But see, cause
yeah,
see, that's when you be in the kitchen cooking, and that
yeah,
segment, and then y'all start singing something. Oh, it's good.
yeah,
And but
yeah,
see,
yeah.
what they ain't paying attention to is that live band that's there too. So
Exactly.
see, my thing
Exactly.
is 12 folk, 6 couples or 6 folks in the room, make it real intimate and real
Uh-huh.
classy. And watch this, and we do it, we tape it, and we turn it into a series. Oh my God! So
Yeah.
you don't have to tour everywhere, because the
Okay.
series is gonna go everywhere.
Right, and then all you gotta do is just, do your few, you put a few in the can, and then,
Few
just
tapings.
test the market, because you can do all that in one setting. Just have
Exactly.
rotate couples coming in and out.
And,
And
or if not
But we
couples,
need more than 12 people,
but if
though.
not a couples, you can do a nice small intimate setting of about 100 people.
what you,
Yeah,
you know you
yeah,
know why I
yeah,
said 12? Because
because
then
it's enough for
because then
government.
because people will then pay big dollars to be one of the 12.
Yeah,
Yeah. But if you want more, we can work
You
that
always
all
want
out.
more.
This have your management call my management. We'll work it all out. Now let's get now we done did now. Everybody who heard that, just know that I've already got it all wrapped up, sealed, delivered. So if y'all
right,
think y'all got an idea, ding dong, one walk, we done already handled the
Right.
legal stuff.
And,
It's okay.
right. And when God
Yeah,
gives it to
yeah.
people and it's not your thing, it ain't gonna work.
Amen. Now
right,
let's get
right, right.
back. Let's get back to sisters here and ask some more questions. You got this new cut coming out. Open the
Yeah,
gates.
yeah.
My
So my
Jesus.
producer um, came to me one day. He says, Kim, there's your music career ain't over. I was like, well, let these young kids do this. I did
Mm-mm.
it. I did it when I was supposed to. And he said, no, 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 no. There's some music still inside of you.
Yes.
And so he says, I'm going to need you to put down the knife and pick back up the mic. And I was like, whoa.
Put
I
down
was
that
like,
knife.
put down the knife and pick up the mic.
Because you can do them both.
Yeah, and so, well, I had stopped singing because I was absolutely in love with the music. I mean, with the food. I'm sorry, somebody
Yeah.
keep trying to call me.
Yeah.
Uh, I was absolutely in love with food, to the point that if I sung fine, if I didn't, um, that's fine too.
Right.
And so, because when you get in the food game, you have to love that
Mm-hmm.
because that'll wear out 10 bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And so, especially because I cook from anywhere from 2 people. The most I've ever cooked for was on a team for 10,000. And I promise God, I'll never do that again.
Wow.
To be on a team to cook for so many. So, My average clientele that I cook for is in between 1 to 300 people.
That's a lot too.
So
Yeah,
let me ask you a question. You're in New Orleans right now. We're gonna
yeah.
talk about because open the gates. You know, we're gonna go with that. But I'm saying you're in New
Hmm.
Orleans right now. What does a chef of your caliber consume or even nibble on in New Orleans? Being that you are who you are
So,
and you
so
got the
the weird
tasty
thing
stuff.
is, that I left church yesterday, Pentecost Sunday, in Houston. Uh, Went to the airport, got on a plane, came to New Orleans, just to try some food.
Mm,
I wasn't singing here or nothing. I wanted to go to this restaurant called Palace Cafe, and they got this dish called crabby meat pie.
mm,
It's so fire. It's so fire. So I had crab meat pie. It's like cream cheese on a crust, like a pie. Uh, but the crust has pecans crushed in it,
mm.
and it's pecan crusted, and it's so delicious. I came all the way just for that,
Wow.
Wow.
and and today I want to go in a hole in the wall.
Mm.
I want some good old maybe like some shrimp and grits and some red beans and rice and all that kind of stuff.
Some
The
turtle
You know?
soup.
the
Some
real
turtle
stuff.
soup.
Yeah, no, I don't do no turtles. No, I don't do them.
So jambalaya.
Yeah, yeah, I'll do that.
Little
I'll do
gumbo.
that. Gumbo without okra.
Okay, yeah, I don't do the okra either. Let me ask you a question. Are you going to
Okra
Cafe Del
slider.
Moon?
No, should I?
Well, you know that's where the beignets and the little coffee you get.
Oh
That's
yeah,
a photo
yeah,
shoot.
yeah. I need to go. Cafe what?
The Moon, I think.
Cafe to
Yeah, I think it's
Moon.
Cafe
I'm
Del
gonna
Moon.
look that up.
Yeah,
I might
and
go do lunch there today. So I came here just to eat food.
yeah, and
Wow.
see, there's certain things that you go through. Like I like going there and getting their pecan pralines and different things of that nature.
Yeah, I
Well,
saw that all in the airport
yeah,
when I got off the plane. It was like everywhere. And then beignet,
mhm,
they sell the mix in
yeah.
boxes and stuff. It's like everywhere.
And you know what's so really funny is when you go into these hole in the walls and you see them order crawfish and you see this big old platter of these little
Little
miniature
creatures.
creatures and they just be going to town. I'm like saying, wow, that just take too much work for that little bit of meat.
Oh yeah, for the crawfish to
Yeah,
pull it out of there.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's too
I'll be
much
like,
work.
can y'all do that for me? Take it out for me. I'll be good. I ain't gotta suck it out.
Yeah,
Mm-mm. Too
yeah,
much
yeah.
work.
But like I said, we'll just take some crawfish etouffee and we'll call it a day.
Um,
No,
they said it's in
no.
Jackson Square, that
No,
restaurant.
no French Quarter.
Right. Then she says Jackson Square because she
Yeah.
used to live there.
Okay. All right. Now,
Oh, okay.
let's focus on the music because you done made everybody hungry. Everybody's trying to figure out how they're gonna go to New Orleans
I
and
know.
try
And I
that
make the
crabby.
best shrimp and grits too. Oh my God, New Orleans style. That's why I really want to come.
Okay.
Wow.
Now, where you going to get the New Orleans shrimp and grits?
Now, I don't know where I'm gonna get it from here, but I make it good.
Oh, you make
So
it good. So,
yeah,
okay, we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna get you the same day because Robert Earl Dean, he's so,
I
he's
But
make the
so,
best.
her
And
and
see,
Bishop Cousins.
I do mine a little differently. It's you know, shrimp and grits. So I do like a seafood grit. I call it seafood grit bowl.
mhm.
So it's shrimp, it's crawfish, it's lobster bites, and crab meat.
Oh my Jesus.
Jesus.
And you live in
With
Houston?
more like some shrimp and grits is the sauce is real. It's not thick. It's just it's thin. The
Hmm.
sauce is kind of thin. So I make mine like a roux,
Mm.
like the texture of like jambalaya.
I just want to let you know that
Ooh.
I can come to
It's
Houston and be
fire.
your taster. You know,
Yeah. And
I
I
got
make a mean peach cobbler.
hush your mouth.
Yeah, real good.
Okay, okay.
Like
Well,
one
well,
hit, I got you. One bite,
one,
you
one.
mine. You
Okay.
mine for life.
See now, I have to have you come out to our family bakery,
Oh, y'all have
cause
bacon.
yeah, cause we have a bakery in San Bernardino,
Oh,
it's so fire that even Oprah Winfrey orders her pies from there.
Hmm.
oh wow.
Yeah, so we got to get everybody together so that we can continue to do this
Or you can
dinner.
order
So
her a pie and send it to her.
I could do that too. Sweet potato, peach
Yeah.
cobbler, whatever
She
you
got the
want.
peach cobbler. She had the peach cobbler, um, the mixed one. What's the sweet one I get?
No,
Potato, sweet
that
potato
sweet
and pecan
potato and
pie.
pecan pie
It's
together.
mixed together.
Yeah. Well, let's
Whoa.
let's get to the let's get
Whoa.
to the music. Let's get to the music. Okay, let's talk about this new project because we're gonna talk food and we also need to hear about this music. So let's talk about this
Okay.
new project, "Open the Gates."
Yeah. That was the first song that when my producer um told me I he kind of like demanded that I get back in the studio. So
Hmm.
reluctantly I did. Um, but getting back into it, I grudgingly did it. But when I started back singing,
Hmm.
it's like, you never forget how to ride a bike.
Come on.
All of that, it just all came back to you, and I felt like, oh yeah, yeah, I need to do this again. And "Open the Gates" was the first song that we recorded on this project, and I brought him a song, and I said, listen to this song, I want to do this. And he listened to it, and then the rest is history. It was an amazing song. The "Open the Gates" is like, it's like, picture yourself like you in Sunday morning worship and you there before service starts, and everybody's just talking and talking and talking, and chatter chatter all over the sanctuary, and then the music starts playing. The music starts playing, it pulls your mind in, and you like, uh it's like a worship style music, and then it flips, and then it turns into praise. And so, uh, I when I recorded it, I fell in love with it, and I think you might guys might like it too. So
Well, that's you though. You've always been able to do the worship thing and then go into the a different kind of gospel. You've
yeah.
been that for years. I'm telling you, a lot of us have watched you. We even have Sonia Griffin on here. You sing with L.A. Mass. That's when you bless me.
Hmm.
We've all followed you. You have a large fan base of people that love you, and we thank God that you took a break to do other things. But we're glad that you're able to do the
Everybody,
two.
it's funny that you say that, because I was somewhere singing maybe about a year ago, and they said, "Miss Stratton, I don't know if you realize it, but you are the mother of worship,"
You,
because
you were.
when you did it, nobody had done it before. We were still in devotion and testimony service, and
Yep.
you set the stage, and you said, the Tasha Cobbs, Leonard, all these people like this that come up behind you. They said, these are your children. I was like, whoa. They said, because you were the first person to bring worship to mainstream radio
Now,
On the black side, and you know who
on
else?
the black
You know
side.
who else
Oh yeah.
that I would compare you to in the rim of Patrick
Hmm.
Henderson and Wes Anderson's Saints and Praise series. You
Yeah,
you were
yeah,
the
yeah.
woman, and they were the church to bring it prevalent in the black church because we were testimony
Yeah.
service and worship service.
Yeah.
That worship thing, you guys were the ones that really put it on a broad spectrum.
Yeah.
now
Wow.
I'm gonna ask you this question because this how I'm impacted. Oh, she looking up to heaven. Don't look up to heaven.
Right.
I had to brace myself because I didn't know where you
No,
go.
no,
Yeah.
no. I just have to ask this
Right.
question because this is my first time actually talking to you and meeting you, but you have a regalness about you. I
Hmm.
almost felt like when you first started talking, the first thing that came to my mind, wow, I feel like I'm in the presence of Maya Angelou. You know what I'm saying? And your energy and your presence
Yes.
is this. It makes you want to hear more and to
Yes.
sit at your feet and to say, just tell us information, share
Yes.
with us, pour
Yes.
into us. How is it that when people come to you with that energy, like just pour into us, let us talk? You just talked about them saying these are your children. How is it for you to know that you've had that great impact?
Well, I guess the best thing to know is that, to have an impact is to not to know that you've been an impact.
Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
If I knew I was the forerunner for it, I probably may not have taken assignment, as an assignment, or I would have tried to curtail it to where I wanted to go.
Hmm.
But to just let it happen, and it is what it is. Um, so God did it. He chose me.
Yes.
I didn't ask for it. And he was like, I want to birth something in you. And people didn't understand it. They was like, who she thinks she is? Jesus?
Hmm.
And so when I sung I'm in this place, it was like, I'm in this place. She called herself God. And I was like, no, I'm a mouthpiece
Yes.
and for
A
God.
vessel.
And so they didn't understand it. But this low old man on a cane walked up to me one day in Chicago at a church, and he said, "Let me tell you something. They don't understand this, but you sing it until it catch on fire."
Wow, that's powerful.
So let me
That's what I did.
so let me ask you. That's my last question. Being that who you are and the people that you're touching and the food that you're cooking, how do you handle your DMs when someone hops in your DM and says, "Woman of God"?
You know, I had $1 for all those. Oh my God. Like, and I was like, now I got to go get in the spirit and try to have a conversation with somebody.
All them preachers and deacons and stuff.
God told me
Oh
that
my
you were going to
God.
be a first lady in my life. I need your.
Ooh,
That,
ooh. That part, that
uh,
part. Yeah, I've gotten that several times. I was like, well, got it. He didn't tell me.
Right. They forgot you got a relationship with God too.
I know. I was like, how God gonna tell you something about me without telling me to?
He ain't gonna do it.
yeah.
He ain't gonna do it now. So
They say I always laugh because the DMs are a funny space to
Yeah.
be in, especially when people know
yeah,
you.
them DMs get you in trouble.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was really funny is those crush bookings where they book you because they got a crush on you and they try to get you in their press.
Oh my
How have
God.
you handled the crush bookings?
Well, I ain't no Holly Berry. So I sometimes if people guys like me and stuff, it take me a whole long time to figure it out
Uh
that
huh.
they like me. Because number one, I was married for 23 years, so I had been out the game, and then I was thrusted back into the game.
Uh
I didn't know how to date or how to flirt or how to.
Right.
I was like, oh, he was crushing on me?
Right. Right.
No.
I just thought he liked my grits because he kept on ordering them.
Right.
He was like, man, your food's so good. But well, keep going back to this food. But a lot of my clients are men. Number one, their girlfriend or their wife can't cook, or their mom or their grandmama passed away, and they miss their food.
Right. Because food touches the
So,
soul. Soul food touches the
yeah,
heart.
yeah. I've had people to walk into the kitchen where I'm at an event and say, "May I speak to the chef?" And I come out and they had tears in their eyes and they're crying. And I was like, "Whoa, Lord, what I done now?"
Right.
And they was like, "I thought I'd never taste my granny's food again.
Wow.
Your food tastes like my granny's food." And they would just fall in my arms and cry like babies. I was
Wow.
like, wow. So food is
I
ministry.
was finna say it. I was finna say the exact same words.
Now, have you ever had anybody eat your food and get up and start shouting and speaking in tongues?
Yeah, I did get a proposal one time.
All right.
I was cooking for a jazz festival, and then that's, yeah, you married? I was like, no. He said, "Ooh, Jesus, I just need I should just marry you." I was like, man, this is deep. I ain't no fool going to these kind of levels. I was like, good Lord Jesus.
Right.
That
Well,
lady said, "Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire."
Right. Right. Right.
yeah. You know what? We're gonna have to have her on part two.
And we got to get her to San Diego.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Because we
I
get her
would
to San
love to
Diego, we
come.
could get the kitchen going and the
Yeah,
song going.
Yeah.
Ooh, let me
And,
call
and
some.
and and we put on the top events in San Diego anyway.
So we might as well just go on, just bring her on in one of them.
yeah, and it's
Maybe.
something different because I mean, if you think about it, think about uh, uh what's different. You go to one concert, you sing it all.
Hmm.
People want something a little different to draw them out.
Right.
You go to one tour, one it's just different names, same tour, same
Right.
concept.
Right.
Uh, but what how do you brand this and how do you make it your own? And that's why I thought what feeding you body and soul tour could actually do, because you get to hear my new music,
Hmm.
and then you get to hear and then you get to taste my food. So I feed your spirit man and your body.
But
When,
she
when,
got to feed you first, because
yeah,
if she feeds you before she sings, you're
yeah,
in trouble.
yeah.
You know, be kicking tables over and food be going everywhere like we see on them movies and stuff. So you got to make sure they eat first, then put the plates and stuff away and let her minister.
And I got an
Yeah.
idea. We're gonna talk to her management because I think I got a conference that we might be able to do something with that as a special.
Now I do a lot of that kind of stuff. Like they'll bring me in and I don't even be singing. I be in the back cooking for all the guests. I love that kind of stuff too.
Oh, all right.
But
I
Well,
cook for TD Jakes. I mean, everybody.
but we want her
It's
to sing though,
yeah,
because
she got to
that's
sing.
she.
I mean, I'll sing, but I'm saying, you know, I be at a whole lot of different places, and all I'm doing is cooking for the elite guests.
Oh, people are requesting pop-ups in San Diego. Okay. Well,
See,
Oh, we'll
yeah.
do that.
multiple
Yes,
streams,
Yep.
multiple streams of
yes,
income. God didn't
yes.
take the singing away; He added them too, because
Yeah.
you giving God the glory for all of it.
Well, can I say one more thing?
Yes,
Yes, you can.
What I've discovered in this journey called life is that when you're walking into what you're called to do,
purpose.
when you walking in and living and breathing your purpose,
Hmm.
inside every dream is multiple streams.
Yes, ma'am. That's good.
So once you start doing what you're supposed to do, then all that other stuff that was supposed to happen that you didn't even know was supposed to happen,
Hmm.
that starts popping up.
Now I got one more idea to throw at you, and
Jesus,
I'm gonna
this is
drop
He
it.
good.
said he had one more question. He
Yeah.
just told the
No, I
tale.
said question. This is an idea. This is
Oh,
not a
this a
Right,
question.
question.
right,
Okay,
right.
go
Oh,
ahead.
this gonna be good. I think you're gonna like this.
Okay.
Travel.
Yeah.
So say for instance, you just went to New Orleans just to taste certain things, right?
Yeah.
What if you set up where 10 people or 8 people can come to where you travel just to taste things, and
Wow.
they pay to go along the travel tour.
That's a hot idea.
See?
That's a
He's
hot
a
idea.
branding king. He's a branding king.
Yeah.
We need to talk.
Yes, and
Yes.
I got you, and thank God for Joanne Woods, who we're part
Yeah.
of the Gospel Industry Network
Yeah.
with.
You,
So
you
she's
know,
a big
Yeah.
sister.
Yeah.
Joanne. She got thug
I
Joanne,
had
tendencies.
a
She works
networking
so hard.
brunch at my house about 2, 3 weeks ago.
she told me about that food.
Oh my God.
And,
And I'm new to New Orleans. I mean to
Houston.
Houston. And so I called Joanne and I said, Joanne, I just want to bring movers and shakers together
Hmm.
and put them all in the room. Because at first I didn't want to work in Houston. I moved to Houston like 3 years ago. My son was murdered, and so
Jesus,
I was having a difficult time grieving and living in Chicago. I
yes,
couldn't sleep there, and so
Jesus,
I just picked up and chose Houston. And 45 days, I made a decision and moved. Didn't tell nobody because I didn't want nobody talking me out of it,
right.
and then I wasn't 100% sure that if I was doing the right thing anyway.
Hmm.
And so I was just saying, so I worked in Chicago. I still work in Chicago, but I sleep in Houston. And so now that I've been there for 2 years, I want to work, start working in Houston as well.
And so Joanne helped you bring the people together
Yeah,
because she
yeah.
knows all the top elites
You
of the
know,
elites.
everybody from all different, from nonprofits to pastors
Yep,
and the people that would bring you in to cook and sing. And
artists.
so Kathy Taylor was my first client in Houston.
No
wow,
way, no
wow.
way.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've done like 4 parties for her.
So
What?
let me say this to you. In Houston, if you go and look up the yellow pages, you see a picture of Joanne like this. Cause she,
She
cause she know everybody. She know everybody. Robert O'Dean, we could
We we,
continue
we
this
got to
conversation.
get Yolanda Adams to get her. She in Houston. She had to,
Oh,
her.
wait. I talked to Yolanda the other day. I had invited her to my party, and she couldn't come. She said, "Kim, I'm coming over your house just to have some shrimp and grits." And I was like,
Okay,
Wow.
I
"Yeah,
was finna say I'm finna get on her. I'm gonna text her today and say you got to get Kim
yeah."
to cater.
That's my sister. That's
Mine
my
too.
sister.
Mine too.
Well, I'm gonna stop the interview right now because everybody's hungry. They upset because there
He
ain't
said,
no
"Let's
shrimp
get her
and
here,
grits,
please.
and
Let's get her here,
yeah,
please."
people is calling
Yeah, if
out
you go
all
to
kind
my
of shots.
Instagram page and all that kind of stuff, you
Yes.
see me on Facebook. Go to my Facebook page, Kim Stratton. You see all that food.
Yeah.
I got
S
about three or
T
four pages.
Stratton. Kim
Yeah,
Stratton.
Well,
yeah.
I'm
Where
gonna
it says
say,
celebrity chef Kim Stratton, you'll see it on my page.
well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that you have definitely opened the gates to everybody's hunger
Mhm.
for
For
food
Jesus and food.
and for Jesus. We love you. We
Oh,
appreciate you. We are your station here.
Yes.
oh, thank
Anytime
you
that
so
you drop
much.
anything,
Yes.
you call your brothers here. We got you.
Oh,
But
thank
you
you.
gonna be really stuck on us once we bring you to San
Oh, she's
Diego.
coming.
When you come to
I,
San Diego, we bring you in.
Mm-hmm.
At
yeah.
that time, you're gonna be like saying, Houston, we have a problem. I
Houston,
know
we got
that.
a
She'll be
problem.
tri-coastal.
Watch this, watch this. Because see, if you're born in the United States, I'm gonna give this prophetic word. If you're born in the United States,
He
you're
deep
blessed.
today. Mm-hmm.
And if you have the ability to live in California, you doubly blessed
Mm-hmm.
because it's so costly here. But
Mhm.
if you live in the city of San
Oh,
Diego
beautiful San
with our
Diego.
39 beaches and all the beautiful things here, you're part of the chosen few. So
Yes.
we want to bring you to the chosen few
Yes.
city
Whoa.
where God is alive and this broadcast is hitting over 70 countries
Yeah.
right here from little old God's country.
Yes.
And we're going to play now. Open the gates.
Yes.
Right here on GOD Radio 1.
.com.